Who kidnapped Baby Tate? Rafe's random dream, and who's Guillermo? All coming up on AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days, your full recap of this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives. Coming up.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Well, happy Sunday afternoon, all of you Days of Our Lives fans. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days, where we give you a full recap of the hit NBC soap opera Days of Our Lives. I am your host, Tony Moore, and I'm doing a little casting of myself in our own little soap opera, and I've replaced my co-host for just one day. Only one day, y'all, I promise. But we have some Days super fans in the house and some friends of mine to talk about all the interesting things that happened this week. Starting over to the far left, we have...
Hi, my name is Nate, and I'm so excited to be here.
Yay! Thank you, Nate, for being
fan
here.
Of the show. Thank you for having me.
I mean, you don't have the hair as Mark J. Freeman, but it's close, though. It's real close.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And, of course, no stranger to the AfterBuzz TV studios, we have...
An old regular Dave Carey.
I love that you called yourself an old regular. That's very
it's my
good,
third
Dave.
time now. So.
It is. It is. Third time's a charm.
All right.
Let's see how you do.
Don't mess it up.
Don't. Yeah. Well,
well,
I would say another, but I can't really say that. It's digital.
I wanted to.
And of course, for all of you watching, make sure you like us, follow us on all social media platforms. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at DISHIN Days. Well, on Twitter, we're at _DISHIN Days, but you can find us at DISHIN Days nonetheless. So make sure you guys do that. Also, later on in the show, I will be giving details on how you can win 3 autographed books from the very lovely and beautiful soap legend herself, Miss Allison Sweeney, who we had in studio a few weeks ago. So you guys missed that. I'm sorry, but she was wonderful. Yeah, I'm sorry. So what did you guys think of this week's episodes of Days?
So it hits and misses. There was some exciting conflict and tension, but then it also felt like half of it was like on summer vacation.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I don't know.
And I'm not a big fan of when they dedicate one scene or storyline to the whole episode. I like to mix it up. I like,
I love the one thing episode.
Yeah. It depends. I like it sometimes, but I didn't like this week's version of that.
No.
If you know it's
I kind of get what you're saying. Well, let's get into it. It's now time to start DISHIN Days. Dave?
I get the honors.
We do.
Again.
We said
As
it.
I break it.
And forget it. All right. So let's talk about, speaking of the one episode deal, which was Rafe's dream, we have the Rafe, Hope, Aiden, Andre storyline. So I am a fan of the single episodes. Yeah. However, there were times during this one that I was kind of like, I'm not sure what you're trying to convey to us in this scene. Because usually there's a point to the single episode to kind of drive the story along. You know what I mean?
Right.
But this one, I wasn't sure.
Well, I mean, I think he was probably, I don't know, in shock from the wounds from the explosion and all that, and on his mind, and thinking Hope's gonna die. So maybe that's kind of where they were going with it. So.
Maybe.
But it's like each character that came into his dream, it seemed like the message was almost like the same over and over again.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is like, I hate myself for what happened to Hope, and I can't forgive myself. It's like his psyche is just so messed up,
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't
it was on replay.
It was. It wasn't until towards the end of that episode that I thought, oh, is this when we're supposed to accept the fact that he really, truly, honestly loves Hope? Because we kind of already know that.
Yeah.
Right. We know that already.
Yeah.
We're just making sure.
Yeah. Well, the question really comes from Hope. How does she feel? Because she keeps flip-flopping between Aiden and Rafe. Right. Well, not Aiden anymore.
Yeah, she's done. She's pissed. So.
Yeah.
It might have been a little more helpful to have a longer dream from Hope and a shorter dream from Rafe, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe a part 2 dream from Hope, and have her kind of sort through the mess of.
Well, she had that dream, and of course, Bo came and told her, do what's right, and you think she would be smart and not pick Aiden, but she did, and this is what happens.
Well, I still go back to saying I just hate that they you know, made us like Hope and Aiden together, and then they're making Aiden so creepy.
Yeah.
And, you know, once again, we saw the demolish of this relationship based on the fact that he literally had a chance to come back and have a clean slate.
Right.
And he literally came back and did the same thing he did like the last time. And it's like,
with the lying.
yeah, it's like, get it together, boy. Like, if you really loved Hope, then yeah. And he was a mess. And I hope wherever he's staying, which I'm pretty sure is the Salem Inn, gives him a hefty bill for messing up that room.
Oh, that's right. He had a little fit.
Like, stuff is just everywhere. And then, of course, Andre comes in and is like, oh, looks like you've done some redecorating.
Right.
I love Andre.
Yeah,
but why does everyone keep beating up Aiden?
Well, okay. I have to say something. Like, how I just can't buy Aiden not being able to physically overpower Andre. I mean, come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like, throughout the past, like, year or so that Aiden has been on, he's gotten beat up by Clyde. He got punched by Hope. Well, technically not Bo, because that wasn't him.
That
wasn't him.
Right.
Right.
Andre, like, he's always, like, he's not the strongest person, but the sneakiest one.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Aiden, I would register for some karate classes or self-defense classes or something.
Some people just have that, you know, where you just want to pick on them.
I guess. Oh, my seat just sunk all the way down. Okay, I'm good now. And we're back. So, and then Andre talked about how he was giving himself a pat on the back for killing. Well, he thought he killed Rafe and Hope, and how it basically leads back to Aiden because he brought that house, I guess, in Aiden's name or something like that. I think something like that happened. But, well, Aiden's name is on the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, but like, again,
that house seems very close to the Demera mansion.
Yeah.
And
right.
Yeah.
It has to be,
when
right?
when Ray went into the tunnel, it was like he was there.
Hell! And then Chad's just sitting there like,
I was like, that's fast.
like, who is this? And then Chad, the funny thing was when Chad like opened the little secret door and he's like, hello? I'm like, you can basically just have anyone come in your house just through the tunnel. Like, what if a kid got lost and was like, hello? And just walks into your study. Yeah. Like, that's weird.
Right.
Yeah, but luckily, you know, we don't know how far these houses are because it seemed like just a short walk.
Yeah, it was like he was there within a couple steps.
Yeah, just a couple steps.
Like right next door.
Like a breakthrough through the door, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I'm here at the house, and now you have to come help me with Hope.
Yeah.
And then randomly Jennifer's there.
Right.
Which I didn't understand.
Yeah, that made no sense.
Maybe she's coming to check on Thomas or something, check on the baby. I don't know.
But
I'm pretty
suing him, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that's probably why she was coming over to talk more about the case or something like that. But that was never really brought out because all of a sudden she's there and is like, what happened to Hope? And I'm like,
where'd you come from?
Yeah. It's like they could have put you somewhere else, maybe? I don't know.
Right.
It was random. It was random. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much that's all that happened with that storyline. Did I forget anything?
Well, it's like cut to the hospital once they have Hope.
Yes.
It's like, okay, like Aiden is so pathetic. Like, and it's comical to me to see those shots of him in the background, like skulking, like peering around the hospital room doorway, like spying on what's the status with Hope, and like Kayla catching him it's I had to laugh out loud.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because his little like
little
sad
creeper.
cherub face, like peeking around the doorway.
Yeah.
You know?
And no one likes him. Like everyone's all like,
Kayla told him to get the hell out. And who else?
It's like, don't be concerned about her. Like, go away. And it's like,
yeah, he was very distraught and sad, but
and he still
you can tell he cares.
And anytime someone like comes around, you can tell he still's like, oh hey, hi, how are you? Like, I'm not that bad guy you think I am. And it's like, dude, come on, like
give it up.
Yeah,
No.
like cat's out of the bag.
Like, hey Kayla, how's it going?
No one is having it. So, and I did think for a brief moment with the whole Rafe and Hope thing. I was like, oh my God, I hope this is not going to be another like Rafe and Hope in the safe house sort of a thing, like how Rafe and Sammy were, and that's how they fell in love. Yeah.
They're going that way.
And I was... I feel like I'm about to go on a rant.
Here we go. Let it out. Let it out.
Okay, so the whole thing with Rafe and Hope and the bomb and everything, right? Now, granted, last week I said he had an hour and a half to figure something out, right?
Yes.
In the last, minute?
Yeah.
They figured out that Hope is going to shoot the thing that's going to release them, and then they're going to drop down into the tunnel. I'm like, you couldn't figure that out with like 10 minutes left?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, what's
It made no sense.
Thank
Steve, you are on point with this already. I love it. So yeah, I don't know. So I guess we'll see where this storyline goes. Looks like Hope is going to be in the clear.
Yeah, she's not going to die.
She's not going to die or anything.
Thought she was there.
Right. It was a little touch and go. Rafe seems like he's going to be fine. Aiden is still trying to figure out life. And Andre is still trying to figure out stuff too, although he had some great interaction with Kate.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that ended. Well, we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. So we are going to hold off on calls until later on in the show. Since Mark and Matthew are not here today, we're not going to do segments, and we're just going to allow you guys to call us and vent and comment and all that kind of stuff during that part of the show. And we're just going to keep things moving right along. So what's next?
But what's next is the storyline of Brady, Teresa, and Summer. Okay. So, Jen Lilly, once again, crushed it.
Yes, Jen Lilly always does an amazing job, like, as Teresa.
And she gave me everything I needed with, the crazed, stressed out mom, confronting Summer in the hotel room and, like...
attacking her.
shrieking and pushing her to the bed and just, like, rah,
Yeah.
Oh, it just gave me life.
She want to give up either.
Well, yeah, but then it's like, but I'm still so confused about this storyline because I really thought Summer took Tate.
Yeah, because when she was on the plane,
there was a baby and she was looking at it, and so we're like, oh, you kidnapped him, and then now she's like, I didn't do it. I took the money, then I didn't do it.
Right.
And I'm like...
But she's not in the clear yet either. I mean, there could still be a chance. But...
Yeah, but all fingers are pointing to Victor now.
Fingers are pointing to Victor now, which I'm even starting to think, like, maybe it's not Victor because that's obvious, too.
Yeah.
I mean, at first it shocked me, the idea of Victor doing it, being that low. I mean, I know he's changed ever since.
Yeah, Maggie.
Somewhat changed. The old Victor is still there. But they reminded us this week that he was the one that had Claire kidnapped to show that Belle was an unfit mother. I did too. Yeah. Oh, well.
So many storylines.
Right.
Years.
Right.
It's hard to keep
Thanks
up.
Thanks for the memories, Days. We appreciate that. And then, why is it that everyone always goes to Marlena to get hypnotized?
Because she's got that power.
When they can't figure things out. It's like, oh, I can't remember that. Marlena, hypnotize me. It's like, oh, I see this shadow. And she was so, Teresa was so excited about seeing this figure of someone that might have kidnapped that she messed up the whole operation when they were actually trying to talk to the kidnapper.
Yeah, she wanted to shut up.
Okay.
Super weird, right?
She could not button her lip. It was a big mess. Yeah, it's like, hi, I have an aneurysm. I'm gonna go see Marlena Evans. Mm-hmm. Like any mental problem I might have, I'm just gonna see her.
Oh, I'm not having a good day. Let me go see Marlena. Ooh, I want to remember the taste of a chocolate chip cookie. Let me go and see Dr. Marlena Evans.
She's got the power. She's
She
the
does.
best.
She does. She is the best.
Psychiatrist in Salem.
And the only.
You know what I always notice is like,
She is.
they always clothe her in those super bright neon color power blazers. But like every time it's a neon color, it's like neon highlighter yellow, neon lime green, pink. It's her thing.
Listen, she's Dr. Marlena Evans, and so she can't dress like Kate. However, she is going to do her best.
Yeah.
And she does, while putting people under hypnosis. So, who do you guys? At this point, I don't even know who could have kidnapped Tate.
I don't know who else it could have been. I mean, unless there's
could,
something we don't know yet. I don't know.
Could Deimos have had a motive to, further destroy, Victor's family's life?
But he's saying he's a changed man, though.
Yeah, I think
I don't buy that though.
But I feel like Deimos has his hands full with Kate and Chloe and Nicole. Like, I don't think he has time to really think about a baby. Some fans speculated that it's Kristen's doing, Kristen DiMera. Yeah.
Is there talk?
Please let it be Kristen.
I know, I love Kristen. I love her.
She's supposed to be dead, right?
Dude, DiMera's really well, except for Stefano.
Please let it be
pretty much
Kristen.
I know, right? That would kind of be amazing if it was her. But then it's like, ugh, we're doing this again. But
Yeah.
I would
Well, she kidnapped.
I'm here for it.
I would do it just because it's Kristen.
She kidnapped the fetus last time.
Oh my god, so ridiculous.
That was hilarious.
I'm gonna steal your fetus and hold your baby and push it out and then pretend like it's mine.
Yeah.
Oh, Kristen DiMera, the things she won't do for love.
A real woman.
And then I still don't get Summer's character either. I
do like her new hair color.
Yeah, she does look great with the dark hair. Yeah,
She looks kind of Latina with the dark hair.
a little bit.
A little bit, Yeah, it's like, oh, if I hadn't been abandoned as a child, I wouldn't be this con artist. And it's like, okay, maybe, but
Yeah. And
You never know.
and she starts everything with, I know I've said many lies before, but I'm not lying now. And it's like, girl, how we know that you're not lying right now?
Yeah, and they'll catch her in that lie, and then
Yes.
she'll say it again when something else happens.
And then it's I would never do that to Tate because I was adopted,
And I was taken.
even though I was adopted into a very wealthy, prominent Texas family, I know what it's like to not know your real family,
Yeah.
and I would never do that to Tate.
Yeah.
Right.
Womp womp. I don't know what story she's trying to sell, but I don't know if we're gonna completely buy it.
Yeah, she
No.
took the money, but didn't.
Yeah,
do-
and then that's weird too. So no one's after you because you
Yeah.
you took
stole it.
$100,000 from someone and didn't complete the task. So no one's coming after you.
Oh, trust and believe someone's coming after her soon.
Somebody
right?
has to.
But that's why I was thinking maybe they took the baby because she took the money, so that pissed them off. So maybe they took who was ever that person. But
Yeah.
they did try to call them, right? And that was the person they
I
called.
guess I don't know. And then I find it weird that she confessed to Teresa and Brady that she killed Clark.
Right.
That was weird.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
haven't said anything to the cops.
No,
Yeah.
and that's the only thing she's worried about when they come back to Salem, and they go to Salem PD. That's the only thing she's worried about is don't tell them, make sure you don't say anything. Teresa's like, listen, I'm not gonna say anything. I just want to know where my baby is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care that you killed Clark.
Yeah.
Right. Well, she wanted to convince Teresa and Brady of the fact that she was laying all her cards out on the table. This is the reason I needed to leave town because they have something over me. But yeah, I mean, it does show like a huge leap of faith in them, doesn't it? I mean, for a woman who's so shady and so
Yeah. Fans, I went to the chat room because we have our chat room going on, so I wanted to see what people were talking about. Someone thought that maybe Xander has something to do with it, but Xander is in jail for probably a very, very long time. Also, a quick side note, don't be rude in the chat room because we don't want to have to kick anybody out. But everyone thinks maybe Xander has something. Ooh, if Xander does have something to do with it, yes, bring back Paul Tefler.
that would be great.
I think we'd be all about that.
Mm-hmm.
Xander?
Which one was Xander?
Xander was Victor's nephew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He just
and
came and gone.
the one that people were like, how can you rewrite the family history? There was no nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Can't believe you don't remember Xander.
How long ago was that?
That was maybe a little over a year ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Here and gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like a lot of people.
Right.
Was Xander from South Africa or something? I feel like he.
Yes. He had ties with Eric
Yes.
and Serena.
Serena. Yeah.
Serena, that's right.
That's where this good old puppy comes
We were
from.
just talking about
Yeah, yeah. So that's why. Yeah. that's pretty much what's happened with that storyline. Everyone is just on the hunt for Tate, and Black Patch, detectives agency out of the Salem Inn is on the case.
Underground.
On the case.
I have a feeling that like Paul's doing all the work and John's just like sitting back, like, you know, with his feet up on the desk.
Paul's like, "What about this?" And he's like, "That's a fact."
Good work, son.
You're my kid.
But I mean, I'm happy that Paul is doing something. But I mean, did we really just drop the whole like gay storyline? I still have hope.
Well,
I still have hope that something.
Sonny's
will.
coming back, though, right?
Sonny is coming back, but I mean,
maybe they'll rekindle.
I hope so. Something needs to happen.
It's a real thing. There's not a lot of activity going on.
Beatrice Randolph in our chat room says Vivian got the baby.
From your lips to God's ears.
Yeah. We were just talking about her before.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
They need to bring Vivian back.
So so that's that with that storyline.
So moving on.
Yeah, what else happened?
So
We're just trucking along.
Kate and Deimos and Nicole and Chloe and that whole.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think about Kate getting kicked out of the mansion?
Well, I mean,
It was time.
Yeah.
she just
Brought it on
did
herself.
Kate, yeah, she did her normal thing where she
Didn't have a full thought out plan.
Yep, and made a fake wedding certificate, and
I mean, she had to have known.
What do you
that
expect?
Deimos was just going to come back and not really go with this plan. Although I'm still curious why he didn't just like throw her under the bus and be like, "Yeah, she tried to kill me."
Right.
There's still something.
Yeah, what is he up to? Even though he's saying he's changing, and
Yeah, but he even said it because Kate was like, "Oh, you've let go all of your cards," and Deimos is like, "Try me, do as I say,
yeah,
and I will not show
Or
this
I'll
last
hunt you
card that I don't
down,
have." Yeah, and then of course she goes and moves into the Salem Inn.
yeah.
I feel like everyone, you know what the Salem Inn is?
I wonder how many rooms they have.
They have a lot of rooms, but I like to think of them as those lofts where you can live, work, and play. They sit on top of the restaurants and like shopping malls and stuff.
Yeah, because it's on top of the pub, right?
I don't think so.
I thought it was
No, but there is a room
There's rooms up
above
there.
the Brady Pub. Yes, but no, the Salem Inn is completely different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's above Club TBD or something.
Oh dear God. Which is getting
That'd be loud.
redecorated, by the way, by Nicole. So it's going to be interesting to see how they change that set
Yes.
and what her ideas are going to be.
Because it's all her ideas.
Yes. So, and Deimos is still after Nicole. And Nicole seems to be fighting her feelings for Deimos.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel that, or is it just me?
Oh yeah,
I agree.
mean,
Yeah.
when she was talking to what's Rave's brother's name?
Dario?
Dario.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like she was kind of making it clear. But even though he's after Nicole.
Yeah.
Well, she's still in that phase of trying to do the right thing, but tripping up every so often. But, still trying to be a good person and not make the mistakes of her past. And so she's super conflicted about Deimos. But I think she's leaning more towards I can't be with Deimos than towards I can be with Deimos. You know what I mean? Because she sees it as not realistic, and she's definitely conflicted. She has feelings for him.
She's fighting him back.
Yeah. Don't fight your feelings.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to see Deimos and Nicole together. I mean, sure.
But is she going to come... Because she's been so good since Daniel, I wonder if they're going to make her kind of
I mean,
up to her old tricks again.
I hope not. Because I feel like she was so close to finally just being happy, and then they snatched it away from her. Like they always do. They're so mean to her.
They are mean to her.
Yeah.
Especially with
They're
Daniel.
so mean to her, yeah.
That was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Dario for her, but I don't know if she has any feelings for him.
Well, he's kind of shady too, though. I mean, he's got a past.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, who doesn't have a past in Salem?
No.
They all do. I don't know. I mean, no, I don't really see it for Dario and Nicole either. I see them as really good friends.
Yeah.
I don't see the romantic side with them.
Alright.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's really no chemistry there. So.
No, I mean, I think their chemistry definitely works on a friend level, but like if Days decided to put them as a couple, I would go.
Yeah.
You're right. You know, the Deimos and Nicole is way juicier. It's way more en fuego. You know, like
I think there's something there. Like I think especially with Nicole going into this plan of trying to help Victor and ended up kind of falling for Deimos, and Deimos ended up kind of falling for her. But you know, Deimos has also fallen for 2 other women as well, Kate and Chloe. So. Listen, you can't put all of them together and try to make the perfect woman.
He's a busy man.
He is a very busy man. Trying to make some sort of life with someone.
Yeah.
I don't know. Although Tony Plain says that she does not want Nicole with Deimos.
Okay.
So,
because that's going to corrupt her, right? It's going to corrupt her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Deimos kind of has a soft. I mean, Deimos came in guns a-blazing, like super evil. I'd say that he was more evil than Stefano and Victor kind of put together. There was something very cold about him, but I think he softens around like Nicole.
He does. She's like his conscience in a way.
Yeah.
But tell me this: do you really believe what he says when he comes to Victor and says, "I want to like"?
Yeah, I'm curious where that's gonna go. The way that ended.
With him and Victor?
Yeah, like if he's really going to try and I don't think Victor really wants anything to do with him, but I don't know.
Well, Victor holds grudges for so long with everyone. Yeah. It's like...
Those grudges never go away.
No, but if Deimos is trying to clear the slate so that he can appeal more to Nicole, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, clean that slate, boy.
Wipe it off.
Yeah, wipe it off and wipe it up.
It's good to have a project, like, you know, reform the bad boy. You know?
Yeah.
I totally see the appeal. I totally see the appeal of Deimos, by the way. He is a fox. But
who is?
Deimos.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're all
He's a fox.
You know what it is for you? It's that piano playing.
Oh!
That's what gets you. That's what gets you. He can tickle the ivories.
No, that does get me, though, for real.
Okay. And you know that's him playing. That's
Amazing.
him actually playing. Yeah. We had Vincent in a few weeks ago, and he told us about how he was quite nervous about playing because, you know, he had to memorize it first of all and continue to like play the entire time, and if he messed up, he would have to go back and play the whole thing again. So that's him tickling the ivory. So think about that tonight. I'll lay your head down on the pillow.
Sweet dreams.
Your piano's all night.
Someone, let's see. Sarah said after what Deimos did to Maggie, he will never be redeemed in my eyes. Ooh.
Don't mess with Maggie.
Don't. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
And what? She just kind of keeps popping in like this week with
little
like
chair. Her little chair kind of makes me laugh. It's just like.
So I'm just gonna go take a nap. But I feel like she still has some sort of hope that it wasn't Summer that did it. Like Summer is still very good in her eyes.
Yeah.
And I think she's feeling that way about Victor too, because she's like, "There's no way Victor would do that. He wouldn't do that." Even though I think she's sucking.
Second-guessing herself?
Yeah. So.
R. Melvin, you're silly.
Mm-hmm.
When you were talking about Deimos, R. Melvin said, Tony's like, not my type. You don't know me. All right, and so that was pretty much the week of Days. It was kind of a very low-key week, but an interesting week.
Yeah.
But, but there's some other little tidbits for us to go over, starting with the very gorgeous and beautiful Blanca.
Mm-hmm.
Who, okay, so at first I was like, oh, she's all about Rafe, and she's going to get with Rafe, and it's going to be her and Rafe. But now, I kind of like her with Dario.
Yeah. I could see that definitely more
Yeah.
than like Nicole.
Yeah. Because at first I was like, ooh, no. Like, she is not feeling Dario at all.
Huh.
And now their interaction at Club TBD was kind of like, okay, I can kind of see this now.
Yeah.
That would be kind of fun.
Yeah. And especially if they're going to give, Rafe and Hope another stab at it.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't see Blanca getting with Rafe anytime soon. So,
So Dario's a next best choice.
yeah.
And they have there's something there. There's something a brewing there.
Yeah, it's like, why not go after the brother if you can't have one brother go after the other, right?
Right. So I mean, I guess I should say this while Mark isn't here. Mark was right. Don't tell him I said that.
He won't see this, really.
No, maybe not. But he mentioned, I bet Blanca's gonna go with Dario, and I was like, not a chance. And so he actually might have been right. So there you are, Mark J. Freeman. But then the whole interesting thing this week was the phone call that she made to her friend,
or sister, I think.
Her sister.
Her sister, yeah.
About her ex-boyfriend.
Yes.
And she's all worried, and I'm like, okay, random Days moment.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about this whole?
It was a little teaser. It was just kind of like, here, we're gonna give you a little bit of this, and then
It filled my mind with questions. I was like, well, what kind of a danger is this guy Guillermo? Is he just like a pathetic like ex who can't get over it?
Yeah.
And relatively harmless, or is he like dangerous and psychotic? Who knows?
Yeah.
No. Well, hopefully we'll find out.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna find out a whole lot more. I'm curious now as to like what their relationship is. Why is she so nervous, and is he gonna make an appearance in Salem?
Yeah, looking for it.
Right. I hope he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will.
And probably something will happen, and Dario will be there to save her, and then that's where it all starts.
That's where it all starts.
The magic.
When you're a knight in shining armor, that's when it starts.
I can predict on this show.
And then Marlena and John had a beautiful moment together, away from the madness of the whole kidnapping and all that
Took
stuff.
a little break.
And I love that she was just like, I just wanted you to get out and just get some fresh air. And he's like, let's just talk about something else other than the kidnapping, which kind of teased of their upcoming wedding. Mm-hmm. And I love that that John was like, what should we do? I mean, we've basically done everything.
Well, they've been married, 10 or 11 times now?
I mean, I'm sure. But I love that he suddenly mentions like, oh, what about Wrigley Field? And I'm like, y'all gonna get married on a baseball field?
Right.
Yeah, I don't get that. I mean, because they're officially engaged already. Because, like, I could totally see him, like, asking for her hand in marriage at Wrigley Field. Mm-hmm. People do that all the time. Mm-hmm. But, like, getting married at Wrigley Field?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And at this point...
Sounds dusty.
Do you guys really need a full-on wedding? Don't you just need something very cute and very like Carey Bradshaw and big, just down at the Salem courthouse in a non-designer dress and a little party at Brady Pub?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Or Club TBD.
TBD, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Marlena could wear a neon yellow wedding dress.
Oh my gosh. To match the neon jacket that she had on. Perfect. Well, that has been the week of days. But now we want to hear from you guys. So I'm sure you guys, I've seen some phone calls come in for those of you who know our phone number. You sneaky little people. So feel free to give us a call now. We want to hear all of your thoughts about this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives. And since there are no segments this week, because I didn't just want to give my award all by myself and not have my co-host here, I want to hear what your favorite moments were. So what were your favorite moments this week? Who or what moment did you think was worthy of a 3-snap award? And maybe some quotes or anyone you want to talk about for Fan of the Week. Anything you want to chat with us about, give us a call, 424-253-0749. Again, that's 424-253-0749. One more time, 424-253-0749. And it looks like we have a caller already, so we'll take that one. Hello, caller.
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Lonnie. How are you? I see. I don't even have to ask who this is. I heard the voice and knew exactly who it was. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. So what did you think about this week of days? We're talking about everything.
I wanted to go back to one of your segments that you just did about Rave.
Mm-hmm.
Brady. The one about why hasn't anybody questioned the nanny who was taking care of Tate? I mean, she could have put the drain. She could have done the drain.
Yeah.
She could have taken the baby. She was watching Tate. I don't know why no one's questioning her. What happened to her?
I think because there's just not a motive for the nanny to actually.
But didn't
kidnap
Teresa,
her.
when she was hypnotized by Marlena, she kind of had a memory of the nanny there right before going out?
Not when she was
Yeah.
hypnotized,
The
but
nanny
she
could've
just
done
had
it.
thoughts about it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She was mean to the Teresa and was mean to her. So why didn't she do it?
Well,
Why couldn't she be interviewed?
I mean, just being mean. I mean, Mark and I are mean to each other all the time. I'm not gonna go kidnap his dogs. So I don't
get
know.
any ideas.
That's true. So I don't know. I mean, listen, Days always has a reason why they do things, and maybe there's a reason why that nanny clip was there. I don't know. What do you think, Nate?
I'm still chewing on the whole, anonymous note that was given to Summer to execute this kidnapping job.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a total fabrication by Summer, and is she even more brilliant than we think she is, or and who's this shadowy organization that they're named after dead composers, like the Chopin group or whatever it is?
Oh yes.
I can't get my mind off of that, and just
And
how
Tony,
they're connected with
I have
Victor.
another
Yeah.
question.
Yes, Lonnie.
Whatever happened to Henry? The young man who was getting into advice from Paul.
Yes, and that asked him out on a date and got turned down. I don't know. I don't know where Henry is. Hopefully he comes back.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't seen a lot from the teens. So Theo and Claire and Sierra.
They're on summer break.
Yeah, we haven't really
know.
seen a lot of them. So maybe he'll pop up. I guess we'll see.
Well, I hope so too.
Yes. Well, thank you, Lonnie, for calling in, and keep watching. And if anything else pops up, we're here.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 All right, we'll take this next caller here. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, boys. It's Mike Riley from New York. How's it going?
Why, hello, Mike Riley from New York, a.k.a. lover of Billy Flynn more than Mark J. Freeman.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when he comes back.
Oh, boy. So what are your thoughts about this week?
Well, this is a storyline that's not going to happen, but I was kind of hoping or thinking maybe Abby, when she escaped from the asylum in her crazy state, thought Thomas, she thought Tate was Thomas, and she took her, and then we wouldn't see Tate again until the fall, because, what's his name? Brady made a specific point of saying Thomas and Tate had the same stroller.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, that's
right.
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because...
Maybe Abby was crazy when she left and
Yeah.
just thought that Tate was Thomas and took him.
Because remember, Brady ran up to Sierra in Hortontown Square and was like, Tate? And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I think that's when the whole same stroller thing was mentioned.
Now, that can't really work now because now we've got Teresa having been drugged, so I can't see where Abby would have had the time to do all that. But it wouldn't work because having it just be sort of like a crazed mistake, her encountering Teresa in the park and then her thinking the baby was actually Thomas would work, but like a whole elaborate plan to steal Tate wouldn't make sense. But I just wish they had gone that way. But
I don't know. You never know.
You never know. We
Those are
were
my
actually
thoughts.
mentioned that.
That's actually...
But can we
That's good.
go ahead?
No, you go ahead, Mike.
No, can we talk about how much I hate Jennifer Horton right now?
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I know she wasn't really featured this week, but
Yes.
No, I'm not feeling her either.
It's at that random time in the mansion.
I don't like this whole lawsuit thing because I don't get it and I don't understand why she would be coerced by Doug and Julie to go after custody of and like I said last week, Chad, JJ, and Jennifer are all doing the same thing and have the same goal is to find Abigail.
Yeah.
But no one trusts each other. So and then there's Thomas and then Jennifer won't admit that I have a problem.
Right.
And and Chad's like, you have a
cured.
problem. No, she's not cured. She's not cured. That's like saying Abigail got cured.
Yeah.
That's why she
Right.
jumped out the window.
But how about just a couple of weeks ago, her encounter with Sierra in the town square and how she was talking to Sierra. It's like, Sierra, do you think Chad has Abby? No, I don't. Oh my God, you must be sleeping with him. I mean, are you kidding me? This girl was just raped on your beige couch in your ugly beige house.
On your beige
Are you
couch?
kidding me? She's your cousin. How are you talking to her that way? Crazy.
It's the pills.
She needs a pill.
It's the pills.
She has
It's
an
the pills
allergy.
talking. That's what
Whatever.
it is.
Well, anyway, that's all I really had to say this week.
Well, as always, thank you, Mike, for calling in, and I am anxious for Mark to get back so that I can hear you two battle it out over who loves Billy Flynn more.
Well, he's loving Philly Blinn right now because I switched Billy out with an imposter lookalike. So,
P.S.
we'll see how it goes.
I saw that comment that you wrote, and I slightly died a little bit.
Well, that's what I live for. All right, you guys. Have a good
Three
weekend.
snaps to you, Mike. 3 snaps to you for that.
Snap, snap.
Thanks, Mike.
Good night.
Night.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, let's hear from the calls are just coming in. People are holding stuff in. Hi, welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days. You're on live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Lisa from Georgia.
Hey, Lisa from Georgia.
Lisa.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. What part of Georgia are you from?
I'm from Loganville.
Okay, I've never been there. Who knows? I don't
It's
know.
kind of close to Stone Mountain.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts about this week?
I was just wondering, I know we haven't seen it in a while, but remember that lady that came to the door and talked to Summer? And
Yes.
she goes, do you have what I want?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then Summer goes, do you have what I requested?
Mm-hmm.
Who is that lady and how does Summer, dealing with her? Or who is she?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was wondering too. Like who that lady, which again made us further think that Summer actually kidnapped Tate.
Yeah.
But then it's like that lady was dropped. We still don't know where Tate is, unless Summer is being an amazing actress and like even has us fooled. Like, oh, maybe she didn't do it. Maybe she was just sitting by a loud baby.
Exactly, but I believe it's Kristen.
You believe it's Kristen too?
I believe it's
That would be
funny.
that would be
Please,
amazing.
please let
We
that
would
happen.
love that.
she would not care to to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. So
Yeah.
like Brady.
Well, thank you.
Even though she loves him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God, Summer loving Brady.
And Kristen. So
Yeah.
everybody loves Brady.
Well, because Brady has amazing choices in women.
Yeah. They're all the same.
Right.
Exactly.
And he always learns from his mistakes, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Lisa, for calling in, and stay tuned because we're here every week, every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I'm here as well. Thank you guys.
Thank you,
Thank
Lisa.
you. Bye, Lisa.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, let's take another caller. Oh my gosh, I love this part. I love being able to talk to everyone today.
This is great.
Hi there. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey everybody, it's Jamel calling from Brooklyn.
Well, hey Jamel from
Hi.
Brooklyn. How are you?
I'm doing good. But Tony, I loved your Guy Wilson interview last week. I told you on social media it was delicious. I loved it.
Yes, thank you so much, and we appreciate Guy for coming in too. It's been a long time in the works, and I think he was finally ready to come in and just relive his moments on the show, and I'm glad you guys got to experience that.
Yeah, because on social media he's hard to catch. So it was so
Yeah.
good that the interview was long and it was pretty thorough, and he was so open and comfortable and cute and sexy. Remember I told you,
Yes.
he was wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. But you know what? This week I think the only thing for me that worked was that tickled me and I loved was that they used John. I thought that was so cute that all the children, most of his children were going to him for resources in a time of need. And yes, I thought that was pretty nice that he was actually utilized instead of just sort of be sitting around and not really, because he's a superstar. So it was pretty smart that some of the people were coming to him to ask for his advice. I thought that was pretty decent.
Yeah. Well, he has that company Black Patch, so they're on the case. Him, Steve, and him, Patch, and Paul now.
Yeah.
Because Paul is learning the ropes.
Yes, I was going to say, but the biggest thing for me, and I'm very late to this, but I think that you and the other, the panel was talking about this recently, about the way that the days of our lives is going and sort of the stories that come and go and stop and the people leaving and all that.
Yeah.
And I just think that for me, I miss I'm late. I missed Catch the Pie, but I missed Eve, the character of Eve and all of the ladies and what they were doing, because it was so funny that this year with the Emmys, a lot of the things that was in that storyline with Eve and all the people that was a part of it, they were up for Emmys, and some of them got Emmys. So it was such, the chemistry between them was so good. It was so bad that they, it all went away because they were powerful, and they should have still had somebody like that, doing things. Because to me, the hope and the rape and everything that's going on, it's sort of like what some of the fans went through on Y&R a couple of years ago. They were so, angry because they would just feel like the show was going down. And I'm not angry, I'm indifferent, but it is not really exciting to me. I need a Christian, I need an Eve, I need a Vivian, I need some of these divas who can come in and we have Kate, but I think she's sort of marginalized a little bit. She's not as
I feel
as
like
she used to be.
I feel like Days had this moment where they were trying to bring back the yesteryears of Days with like the power couples of like Steve and Kayla and Bo and Hope and John and Marlena.
Yeah.
But I feel like we really need to concentrate on the Bells and Shawns and the Chloe and Phillips and the those people that we watched grow up. Those are like kind of the new generation. Like that moment when Philip and Chloe and Shawn and Belle were in Horton Town Square and they all like met together. I had that moment of like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in Salem High again, and Ghoul Girl was just revealed. I love that. I love that moment. I'm like, oh my gosh, why aren't they doing more with these characters? Which, oh my god, that brings me to, by the way, totally forgot, Chloe. We said this last week. She got the record contract with Philip.
Yes.
And so Philip was kind of bragging about it to Shawn and Belle. And I wanted Belle to go, what about Claire?
Yeah, nothing was said.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good
so
point.
nothing was mentioned. Yeah.
Yep, you're right about that. I think that they were trying to go back, but I think that, with the budgets were huge and they were going, gallivanting across the world, some of those characters, well, basically, some of the characters are too big for the show. I think they, like, the same thing with General Hospital. I love General Hospital, and they have Luke and Laura. They can't have them now because they can afford them.
Yeah.
I think there's some of the characters that you can't afford, to really do in full force, trips and different locations. Don't bring them on. It just sort of makes people sad. I think that, like you said, you use the things that work and use the talent and the sets that you have and do domestic stories. But they have super spies and people who are so big in life, and you can't really do them well, like John, like I said earlier, you sit him in the office and he's bigger than that.
Yeah.
So I think that as hard as it is to not have them on screen, it's better to have the Chloes and the people who are not super spies, but who are domestic and who can be bitchy and catty and drama and all that stuff. And again, I'll say Cassie Potter, she did it well. It was very domestic, but she wasn't big. So I think that's what we need to do. They need to not think about, when they had the budget to go around the world and just think about domestic stuff.
Days better start a GoFundMe account. Bring people back.
They really do, but we can't do. But again, I watch it because it's a routine, so that's why I do it. But I hope that eventually we get a Christian, we get something that's going to really, give me a couple of months of enjoyment.
Yes.
Need a serial killer again.
Sweeps are coming up, so you never know.
But anyway, I thank you. And
thank you, Jamel, for calling in.
I was going to say everybody looking nice tonight. All the men looking handsome.
There he goes. There he goes.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Jamel. And hopefully you are still thinking about coming and joining us for that event in September.
Yes, I'm definitely going to look into it. Like I told you, I want to, so I can come and talk to the people.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yay. Well, thank you, Jamel, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Let's take some more callers. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tony. It's Cheryl.
Well, hey, Cheryl. What took you so long?
I know, right? You're the first one.
Well, listen, I've been trying, and I say hi, Tony, because for the life of me, I don't know who the other two guys are. I'm sorry.
Oh,
that's all right.
To the party.
well, I'll reintroduce. We have Dave.
Hi, Dave
and
Carey.
We have
Hi,
Nate
Dave.
here,
Hi.
replacing Matthew and Mark, who are out of town at the moment. So, thank you guys for filling in.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I want to give whatever the opposite of a 3 Snaps award to the race-centric episode. I couldn't do it. I mean, I tried, I own a group. I have to watch.
You know, we were talking about it, and it was because you know how the other ones feel like they kind of progress the story forward a little bit, like there's just something that they just want to get to quickly, and it wasn't until like halfway through the episode that I was like, is he just really discovering that he really loves Hope? Like, is that the purpose of this episode? Like, I wasn't quite sure, which I think that's what it was, but I feel like they could have done it differently.
Yeah, I was like, how many times is this guy gonna pass out and wake up? For God's sake, let him wake up and get the heck out of there.
It was all a dream.
I did. There was one thing that I did love about the episode, and maybe it does need your 3 Snaps award. When he said the door's locked and Hope said, "Did you knock?"
I totally forgot about that.
That's right.
That does deserve a 3 Snap. Thank you.
And then, as far as in the square, when Belle and Sean and Philip and Chloe met up, the reason Belle didn't ask about her daughter, who she never asks about,
right?
Because she's Mom of the Year, is because she was too busy focusing on the fact that her rival Chloe was with her other man.
Right. Well, let's get over that. You got Sean.
True.
Move it along.
She was given side eye.
Yeah, but
needs
she
to
don't
get over
want
it.
Sean. She don't want Sean. She wants whatever she can't have at the moment.
Yeah. Well.
Belle needs to get it
I
together.
love Martha. I don't like Belle.
Right.
Well, thank you, Cheryl, for calling in as always, because you know we expect you to call in, so you never disappoint.
I've been trying since before you said call.
That's funny.
You know, you were the thing that kept popping up. Well,
I was trying to get you to get the troll out that was calling everybody names and making homophobic statements and calling people
I
bad
know.
names.
Well, you know what?
Wow.
I want to give a shout out to you guys in the chat room who handled that situation very, very amazingly. Like, you guys banded together and was just like, just ignore them. This is our time. We're having a good time. So shout out to you guys. You guys all in the chat room get Fan of the Week this week for being so amazing. So thank you for that.
All right, I just kept reporting every comment that he made, but
There you go. Thanks,
somebody
Cheryl.
has to be there to report it too.
Yeah.
Cheryl's got our back.
So,
We're on it, Cheryl. Thank
All
you.
right.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
All right.
Bye. All right, let's take this one last caller before we wrap things up. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Casey. I'm calling from Michigan.
Hello, Casey from Michigan. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
We're doing great.
Doing good.
Great.
So what did you think about this week of days?
I liked that it was a little more of a low-key week. I feel like Days needed that because they've been going back to back to back in high drama.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked that. But the one moment I really liked this week, and I'm surprised you guys didn't mention it, was the scene between Marlena and Kate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it because it was just one of those scenes you love because you never see those actors together.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked that. But the most thing I hated, which I seem to be with the majority of the crowd, was the race-centric episode.
And I'm
That
usually
was the
all
most
about
stupid
them.
thing
I
I've
feel
ever
like it's
seen
a
on Days.
filler or something. Like this.
I feel like when they did it with Sammy and EJ, we were so involved in it, and then to realize like, oh, it was a dream. It was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And then who is the next person that they did it with?
Well, they've done it with a lot.
They've done it.
recently.
They've done it with quite a few, but there's always been a reason for the episode, and it's kind of to just go ahead and like progress it to where we need this character to be, so that we can move the character forward.
Yeah.
And you know, like I've been saying, I just feel like Rafe just needed to realize, oh, he really does love Hope, and I don't know.
Well, we
so,
knew that.
Yeah, I mean, he's been wanting Hope since before she got with Aiden.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
I feel like they could have done all of Raif's scenes in just a normal everyday episode.
Yeah.
There really wasn't anything special about it. It wasn't like a character, frankly, I don't really care about anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the point of Rafe anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing that I really loved from this week was, and Tony, you mentioned it, it took you back to the Salem High days. Was Belle, Sean, Philip, and Chloe right in the square. I loved it. But then I noticed which was really funny to me, that Chloe and Sean didn't say a word to each other. And I'm wondering if they'll ever get that chance just because of how bad the real life breakup of those two actors went.
Yeah, they used to date.
I forgot about that.
Weren't they even engaged too?
No, they weren't engaged, but they did date. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure. I mean, because she's now married and has a child, and I'm pretty sure by now maybe they're kind of cool. They're in a good place, and I'm sure they probably knew that they were going to be working together, and maybe they were just like, we're good, like, we're gonna be fine.
Because they dated for probably a couple of years.
They dated for a while. Yeah.
Well, they even did that reality show, Dirty Soap, together.
Yeah, we were talking about that before the show started. I did love that show. I think they should bring that show back. I think it'll be really good. Yeah.
And one last thing before I get off of here. I noticed that everybody is mentioning like Days of Our Lives trying to get its heyday back, the yesterdays, so to speak. And my thing is with that is Days of Our Lives just needs to stop thinking that it's going to be this blowout show that's watched by 5 million people again each week, because it's not going to be that. And I think because they think they're going to be that again, it kind of hinders on story a lot. And so they're like, oh my gosh, we're going to be watched by 5 million people each week again. So let's do this. And it's like, no, you're not. Just focus on your story, your characters, before you get canceled.
Ooh, that was a bit of shade at the end there. But we like it. Let me take a sip of tea on that one.
I need some
my goodness.
liquor in this.
That was good. Well, thank you so much for calling in and giving us your thoughts about this week. And make sure you tune in to us every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on AfterBuzz TV.
Of course I will. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so before we run out of time, let's get into some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Drake, who plays John, was involved in an injury, and it was reported, I saw from Soap Opera Digest, that the injury was caused on set where he was doing a stunt. Right. And he was supposed to run through this door, but the door wasn't rigged good enough, allegedly. And he ran in head first and caused head injury. So he's currently recovering at home, and he hopes to return to the show very soon. So that's that little update on Drake. So Drake, we are sending you well wishes and a speedy recovery so you can come on back to Salem. Also, you guys, fans, as a reminder, we had Allison Sweeney here a few weeks ago, and we took a lovely trip down Days Memory Lane, and she also spoke about her books that we are giving away. Take a look here.
And by the way, the other thing I love about my books, or the opportunity to write these books, is that I do sort of poke fun at actors. And a lot of the stories are true about the bad behavior I have personally witnessed or heard about from others.
Well, now we got to figure out who's who up in there.
And the third one is about a nothing to see here. Is about a makeup artist. And so this one was my most recent one, and I loved it. My makeup artist has done my makeup since I was 16 years old on Days of Our Lives, and she's funny and amazing. And a few that I work with quite the most frequently shared some awesome stories with me about how they broke into Hollywood and how they developed their careers. And so I sort of stole from them, a few awesome stories about working with how difficult people can be to work for, and in particular in that job, it's a really intimate one. And so it was super fun to tackle this. And the main character is a makeup artist, and then she works for a very difficult host of a cooking show, actually.
So that was Allison Sweeney talking about her latest book that she wrote called Opportunity Knocks, and she was so kind enough to not only leave that book, but her other 2 books as well, and autograph them for you guys, and we here are giving them away to the biggest Allison Sweeney fan. So all you have to do is create a collage, a poem, any way that you can to show your love for the one and only Miss Allison Sweeney, and email it to us to dishindays@gmail.com. A winner will be announced on August 5th. I believe that's the right date. But make sure you check our Facebook and Instagram and Twitter for all the details and get those entries in, because we want to give those books away. I bet you guys want to win those books, don't you?
I'm going to start making my collage right now.
And of course, we have a big announcement to announce. We have next week joining us right before Dishin Days at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Emmy Award winning actress, Miss True O'Brien, ex-Paige Lawson, will be joining us. So, it's the other picture, Steve. I'm sorry, I must have labeled them wrong. Yeah, there's True with her Emmy that she won this past year. So she's going to come in and talk to us about her time on Days and her Emmy win, and we're going to catch up with her. I actually just saw her in a Ross commercial, so looks like there's life after Days, and she's going to update us next week. So make sure you tune in, tell all your friends. Miss True O'Brien will be here at AfterBuzz TV, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so don't miss it. Also, in September, I will be hosting the Dual Coast event happening in New York City, September 10th. So make sure you guys come out, meet me, and also meet some of your other lovely Days of Our Lives favorites, such as Brandon Beamer, who plays Sean, Billy Flynn, who plays Chad, Eric Martsoff, Mary Beth Evans, and Brian Datillo will all be in attendance. So make sure you guys take a bite out of the Big Apple and come on down and hang out with us and meet us. For more information and ticket information, make sure you visit dualcoastevents.com. And that is it. Also, everyone has been asking, where's Mark? Where's Matthew? Where's Mark? Where's Matthew? Well, as you know, Mark was in Toronto with the Daytime Stars events with Eric Martsoff, Rob Wilson, and Billy Flynn. So he spent all his time doing that. If you guys haven't been following him, make sure you visit his Snapchat, Lorraine.love, to see some photos and snaps. I think he posted some on his Instagram as well, so make sure you check that out. So that's where Mark is. And Matthew is attending a wedding back home in Boston. So shout out to my wonderful co-hosts, Mark and Matthew. Thank you so much. Yes. But you guys have been amazing. Old standbys. Right.
Thank you.
You guys have been amazing today. But
thank you.
And before I let you go, let's get into some predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, so are there any predictions as to what we may see this week? I kind of want to just find out who took tape.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Abigail.
We're still with that.
I don't know. You never know with Days.
It'll be fun.
They like to surprise us and things we don't think of, and it's like, even though we could be right, but
you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe Victor or Summer did it after all.
Yeah. Nate, what about you? Any predictions for next week?
It's kind of a long shot, but maybe Deimos is somehow secretly, involved with the kidnapping of baby Tate. I also predict that the person who supposedly hired Summer to kidnap baby Tate will come after her. Like, there's going to be some real danger. There's going to be guns fired or something.
Maybe it's Guillermo.
Maybe it's Guillermo.
That's a long shot there. That's reaching for the stars here. So, I don't know. Well, I guess we will see, and we will find out next week. So, that has been AfterBuzz TV's Dishin Days. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And before we head out, guys, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at @BuckNathaniel. That's Nathaniel ends in an IEL. Or on Instagram at NateBuck1. Thank you.
Dave?
You can find me on Instagram at Mr. D. Carey. And I'm not on Twitter still. But someday I'll
One day. And of course, you guys can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. Thank you guys again so much for joining me this Sunday afternoon. And thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll see you next Sunday for another full recap and an exclusive interview with True O'Brien next Sunday on AfterBuzz TV. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you. Thanks.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.